Hello and welcome to the brand new relaunch of Crunch Time. This is our news segment for the week of November 7th, 2010. My name is Jack Bogdan.
My name is Alex Grinling.
And let's not mince words here, Alex. Let's go right into what this segment is designed to do, and that is to inform the people.
And we only have 15 minutes to do it.
We only have 15 minutes. So here is the first news story. EA's Play for Free initiative is adding another Battlefield. So you're seeing footage from Battlefield Heroes, which was one of the first games EA made free to play.
Mm-hmm.
And they are adding a new Battlefield that is it is not a cartoony art style like this. It is a realistic shooter.
Yep. It is right in line with all their other modern warfare games.
And I believe that...
But I guess they're not modern warfare games. They're modern combat. Is that what you have to say?
Is that... I guess with EA, you do have to say modern combat.
Right.
But
so, this
is the first time I think that they're making their Play for Free trademark sort of visible and public.
Right.
They have playforfree.com, where they have announced Need for Speed World, and they have a few games that they have had free that they're still supporting online. That's all through microtransactions that they make their money. So
yeah,
what do you think about this, Alex?
I have yet to play any game that involves microtransactions. I like to, because I feel like microtransactions are designed to just slowly bleed you out. Where I like games. I like to pay $60 and be done. That's it. $60. There's my game. I feel like if I start playing one of these things, and I'll be like, "Holy shit! Spent $200 on this game, and I didn't even realize it."
Well, that's the plan. But my take on the free to play but powered through microtransactions is, okay, I'm cool with it. I'll do it, but there has to. I mean, I understand that they have to make the cooler stuff more valuable,
right?
But I don't. And so, and in none of these games have they said, like, oh, you have to pay for bullets or anything crazy like that. It is free to play. You don't have to buy anything. So,
can you imagine, though, how much accuracy would jump if people actually had to pay for bullets in their games?
That's true.
People would be much more accurate, and all the grenade spamming, that wouldn't happen if people had to buy their grenades.
That's an amazing idea, actually. I mean,
here, Crunch Time. You heard it first.
Well, what if you didn't have to pay real money? Let's say it was a virtual currency, but the virtual currency was very, very valuable. It was hard to come by. Maybe you had to actually go raid something, which not only would you would have to spend bullets, which would be physical value, but you'd have to plan ahead and work with friends and kind of go through these missions. I think the idea of restraining the amount of bullets to, because in horror games they do this, where they make it incredibly valuable. But
sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, in regards to in-game currency, that's something that we're starting to see more of, and that Halo Reach implements that pretty well. Call of Duty Black Ops has a whole currency system now, so yes, we're starting to see that more. But back to the free-to-play thing.
Yes.
we got a little like El Fuego-y there for a second. What if? But I think it's cool. I think it's cool that it's the grown-up, Battlefield game. Not that this isn't. I think this is just as adultish as Team Fortress.
Right.
It just looks fun.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be interesting to see what that does. What I'm more interested in is what Activision's response will be, and that you've heard Bobby Kotick talk about bigger Call of Duty games, and ones that you have to pay for over time. And
I don't see a free-to-play Call of Duty in the near future.
Yeah,
I feel like this is EA's alternative to Call. Like they're trying to combat the success of Call of Duty, and the Medal of Honor remake didn't quite do it for them. It sold respectively. It sold pretty well, but it's not going to do Call of Duty numbers. And so I think they're trying to more of even the Battlefield, if I could say so myself, and introduce a lot of different options for people to get involved. Now, my problem with it is, I mean, while people do want to play these games on the PC, I mean, do you see them? And EA is moving more towards Facebook. They bought Playfish. Right. They're launching a Madden organizer and on everything on Facebook. If there was a Flash-based or Unity-based game that ran on Facebook, that might be their key, because as it stands, a standalone player or a special web plugin that only worked for this game, I think id did that with Quake Live, and I don't think that went off as well as they thought it was going to. So right. I think it'd be more interesting, and I would love to see a free-to-play game on the console. That would be totally subject to Microsoft and Sony, or Nintendo, right. I mean, if they ever got their shit together online. But, I mean, that would be really interesting, I think, to see...
We'll have to exchange friend codes, by the way, sometime, Jack.
Yeah, we do. Actually, no, yours is missing in action.
Mine is missing.
But
that needs to be remedied, actually. We'll talk
about it later. Yeah, it's not part of news.
No, it's not.
Let's move on to the next story. Raiden is joining the Brotherhood. So he is going to be a special unlockable character in the multiplayer for Assassin's Creed 2 Brotherhood.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. I mean,
and I think also hilarious that we will be playing as Raiden in another game before we play as Raiden in his own game.
Yeah, it's true.
Which is Metal Gear Rising.
Well, this was the first time that Raiden is getting involved with Assassin's Creed, but it is not the first time Snake has.
Right.
Snake was an unlockable character in the PSP Brotherhood, or sorry, PSP Assassin's Creed game.
And wasn't Altair in Metal Gear Solid 4?
Yes, he was.
I thought, they had an Altair skin. Those were the good old days before Ezio.
Before what?
Ezio is great. I just like Altair.
I like Altair as well, but I also like Ezio. I don't have the Ezio hate that other people do. Ezio de Toro, de Firenze. It's kind of awesome.
But Raiden seems like he'd be a good fit in Assassin's Creed.
I'm just interested to see what his cool abilities are for multiplayer.
See, what I'm not sure about, here's what I don't understand. Mm-hmm. Is the way that the multiplayer in that game is structured is that you play a character that also looks like the NPCs in the game because you have to blend into the crowd.
I was just going to bring this up. It's going to be pretty fucking easy to spot the guy with the 8-foot sword on his back wearing futuristic armor in a stealth game.
The long white hair, the robot jaw. Man. This trailer, when this was released, I probably sat at my computer and watched this 8 times back to back. I was so enamored. It was so badass.
It was pretty awesome.
Because this was the big trailer because everyone hated Raiden from Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yes.
And Hideo was like, no, he is a good character. And so this was proving that point, I guess. But yeah, that was kind of a big deal. Wow, 2007.
I know, it's been
2007.
It's been a while.
That's an old video.
I know.
All right, go next story before I start feeling old.
360 dashboard update with Kinect support has arrived. So this is out for everybody. Not necessarily news that you don't already know if you don't own a 360, but it's out. Kinect support is in there. They've tweaked a few things in the UI, mainly that it used to be that you could see maybe 6 or 7 boxes going back into space, and now you're sort of limited to 3.
Yeah, that's my biggest beef with it is, they had some nice depth in there, and so you could at a glance see multiple things, whereas now you have to do a lot more scrolling. That seems less intuitive. But all in all, it's a really nice, clean look. Mm-hmm. It kind of adopts the stuff that they've been doing with their Windows 7. It's that same super clean aesthetic.
I also really like that the ESPN app is kind of fantastic, and especially with Kinect support, being able to grab video and scrub through a video by moving your hand over it and then dragging it down to go to that point in the video. Really cool, unique ideas with Kinect involvement there. In addition, what else did they add specifically? Well, they changed up a
search.
There is search.
There's search in Netflix. Mm-hmm. Big deal.
Big deal.
What else is there? They redid the avatar editing,
which I really like. I actually really like the new avatar editor.
Yeah, although in award avatars, like when you've won something, there's a gray box that pops up in the middle of the screen that explains where you won this and how you won it and everything. But that gray box, there's no way to get rid of it, so it's over your avatar.
There has
while
to
you're
be.
trying to see what you're looking at.
That doesn't seem right.
I would say there has to be, but it's Microsoft, so I'm not entirely sure that there is.
That doesn't make sense.
But
so I have to... I
know it doesn't make sense. I don't understand it. And the other...
Oh, no, Alex.
The achievement unlocked icon.
What about achievement unlocked?
Oh, they didn't update that achievement unlocked icon. That, that little graphic that pops up.
Yes.
It's still rounded edges, gray background, all of that, which does not match the new UI.
It's fine. I like it.
But I want it to match.
I gotta move forward. We gotta move forward. We're at 11 minutes, 30 seconds. We got 2 awesome stories. I saved the best for last. Now we have, no time. Guillermo del Toro is working with THQ on a new IP. This was announced, actually. Well, he didn't specifically specify Guillermo del Toro, but it is very obvious at this point. He announced this news at the IGDA Leadership Forum this year.
Yep.
And they're going the trailer is gonna hit for the VGAs. So we finally see a director releasing a game other than Boom Blocks from Spielberg and EA.
That was a good game.
Good game.
That was a good game.
No, it's true. But everybody was championing the actual narrative storytelling vibe.
Right.
The other news out of this is that I believe it's a horror game.
Yep.
So it's a new horror IP from Guillermo del Toro. And I am excited because he, freaking Pan's Labyrinth. He's a gamer. He's, Pan's Labyrinth, if there was any sort of question in anybody's mind that he can't do horror or anything like that. I mean, it's Guillermo del Toro. Nobody's questioning him. I'm sorry. He is just going to make something awesome. So I'm excited. And THQ is kicking ass, by the way. They are doing things right. There might be a video from the Leadership Forum of Danny Bilson's keynote that will go up in the future. You've got to check that out because he's doing great things. And Homefront is going to be their first big refresh of IP since everything got started. So, last story, Alex, real quick. SSX Descent's domain name has been registered. We could be seeing a good SSX game coming out, Alex.
Well, I don't think they ever released any bad ones, did they?
I wasn't a fan of SSX 3 in comparison to Tricky.
My screen is sleeping. You know what? I don't know. I loved SSX. I guess I stopped playing it after the second one, really. But SSX, I love. It was the first game I ever got on my PlayStation 2.
Me too.
I stayed up till 3 that night playing it, and it was awesome. So I really hope they bring, because this series just kind of went away. I don't know what happened to it.
Yeah, literally no support for it.
I don't feel like I ever heard of it underperforming and flopping or anything.
Well, they did a Wii game that did not go over well. And that was the last entrance into the series.
That is sad.
Yeah.
That's sad.
I just want to see
moms didn't want to play SSX, so they stopped making it.
I just want to see an SSX Tricky HD 2. Just give me a second one.
Yeah.
But on that note, we have to cut this off, Alex.
We're running out of time.
We are running out of time.
This whole time thing. Now.
I know, right? And I turned the things off wrong. See, I did things wrong, and then now it'll all slide away. Awesome. So my name is Jack Bogdan.
My name is Alex Grenling.
And thank you for watching the first news segment of Crunch Time.